in a Christian nation, France, you know, all this, you know, like you're talking about a good chunk of the Christian world that follows Christian principles and so on and so forth, you know, the Christian cultures of the world sort of thing. And anybody brought up in a Christian environment, guys, in a Christian culture, you are taught, or you should be taught, at a very, very early age about the importance of an eye for an eye sort of thing, and how violence begets violence, you know, and how we need to find a way to rise above the violent tendencies so there are no more wars ever again. Basically, that's how I've always you know, understood those that kind of a concept sort of thing. And even though, guys, I have no shortage whatsoever when I go online for decades now, because I've had an account with YouTube for over 15 years now. It's got to be over 15 years now. I set up my account with YouTube shortly after YouTube itself set up as a social media medium for people to do this sort of stuff, you know. So I have been exposed to quite a bit over 15 odd years, 15 plus years over YouTube, an awful lot of comments, an awful lot of, you know, I've seen what appears to me to be the very worst of the human mentality worldwide expressed over this medium over the past 15 plus years, guys. And I gotta change my CD back there, guys. 1 second now. Because now it's going to go into music that could get copyrighted for, and I gotta be careful of that. That's how long I've taken with this here now. My CD actually went through as well. These people, these Christian people, every time I express anything about Christianity and being brought up in a Christian nation, and anytime I express my understanding of what I believe, I still call him the Prince of Peace, okay? I personally have no reason to take that title. I never gave him that title. He's had that title for virtually as long as the religion of Christianity has existed, I guess, for most of the past 2,000 years. The supposed founder of the religion has been classified as the Prince of Peace. And my understanding of him lends to continuing to call him that, because everything I understand of him personally strongly leads in that direction, strongly indicates that he was that type of individual. That every single solitary thing that he was about, guys, was about peace, generating peace, promoting peace, you know, figuring out ways to manifest peace in the world. And so that realization came to me very, very early on. So like when you have people that are brought up in Christian backgrounds, guys, it's difficult for myself, because I was brought up in a Christian background as well, and at 8 years of age I accepted the existence of God. And I've gone through an entire lifetime working that through in my mind as to who and what God is. And I've gone way past all the religious concepts now. And I'll get into all videos about it. I've attempted to a handful of times already. And again, my understandings of who Yeshua, I want to use the Jewish version of his name now. Who Yeshua was, what he was, what type of individual he was, you know, like what he was about. So at 12 years of age, I went through this whole process of accepting Jesus into my life as my personal Lord and Savior. All this stuff that the religion, the dogma of Christianity goes on with and expects you to accept and believe and so on and so forth. I went through all of that, guys. I went through all of that, okay? And from 12 to, I'd say, 18, 19 odd years of age, I was heavy involved with church. Like formalized, church organizations. I mean, I'm from a Salvation Army background. The Salvation Army is big here in Newfoundland. It's considered a full-fledged Christian denomination here, whereas in the States it's more of a social society or whatever sort of thing. But here, it's considered a full-fledged Christian denomination. It's got that standing. It's got that level of respect as a full-fledged Christian denomination, and that's the background that I come from, the religious background that I come from. The Salvation Army grew out of the Methodist Church, and I will get into a bunch of videos about that sometime down the road, probably, sort of thing. Which again is another branch, another denomination of the Christian Church in general. But the Salvation Army overall, outside of our external practices, is pretty darn conventional and pretty darn traditional in its dogmas and ways of thinking and so on and so forth. So I was brought up in all that, guys, okay? And I was steeped into all of that. And so for the first several years of my life, my early to late teenage years, I was steeped heavily into the dogma of the religion of Christianity. Okay, so I know all that. So I get sick and tired beyond words when I get Christian people throw stuff in my face that I have rehashed dozens and dozens and hundreds of times over, thinking that they somehow have grasped it better myself, and they need to preach at me about what I somehow missed and how I'm misguided now and all the rest of it, because I always went deeper, guys. And I always asked the deeper questions, and I always searched at a deeper level. And so in my latter teenage years, I sort of evolved out of, above and beyond, and that's the only way I know how to explain it, as arrogant as that may sound, above and beyond the dogma of the religion. So my understanding of Yeshua has always been that he was about promoting peace, and he had methods for doing that. Like, he had a way of living that would generate a peaceful nature, that would cultivate peace in the individual person, that would translate into peace in your families, in your circles, and so on, in your communities, and then it would just kind of radiate out into the world to create a more peaceful world in general. And so I struggle with a Christian society that goes through all of the motions of the religion and never seems to grasp these deeper concepts, guys. So when it comes to something like observing Remembrance Day, and thanking our military people for fighting in all these conflicts and laying their lives down for us and all the rest of it sort of thing, At the very same time, guys, we're also celebrating violence to try to cultivate peace. We're not celebrating peaceful methods to try to create peace. That the Prince of Peace, who supposedly founded the religion of Christianity, I know all the difference of that now, but whatever, I'm just going with what the dogma of the religion says anyway, instructed us in the ways to live our lives to cultivate that peace, so there would be no more wars, so we wouldn't have to be doing this sort of stuff to begin with. So you see where I'm going with all this, guys. You see the level that I'm going to try to get a deeper understanding of this. So I'm not saying for one moment, guys. You're getting very close to having shut this off again now. So I'm not saying for one moment here, guys, that we shouldn't do this. Don't get me wrong now. Please don't misunderstand my intention of saying all this stuff. I'm not saying that we should not have Remembrance Day, that we should not be doing this sort of stuff. You know, that we shouldn't remember our veterans that have, you know, suffered great loss, you know, in defending our liberties and all this sort of stuff in our ways. I'm not saying any of that. Like, please don't misunderstand my deeper intention of creating this video and expressing this topic the way I'm trying to express it. I'm just saying that when we do things, guys, let's not do it at a silly, superficial, senseless level. Let's try to understand and cultivate a deeper meaning and a deeper purpose for doing the whole thing to begin with, or not even bother to keep doing it, sort of thing. So, I mean, what kind of lives did these veterans lead up until the point that they sacrificed their life for their country? Were they nice, pleasant people beforehand? I mean, were the people that wanted to cultivate peace in their lives, you know, through peaceful means before they decided to sign up for their various militaries and whatever countries they represent, sort of thing? You see what I'm saying? There are other ways to cultivate peace in the world, you know, and it is time that we started focusing on those methods and started more and more cultivating those methods and honoring those methods and celebrating those methods, you know, and having days of observances for people that try to create peace in the world utilizing those methods. I mean, I'm aware right now, and now I'm saying this at the very end of this, where I got to cut this off and probably start this up in another video. But like, for example, the Christian Peacemakers International. This is one organization I'm aware of, guys, that does the very thing that I am talking about here right now. And I don't know how long that they've been doing it. And I don't know if anybody has fallen in those circles, you know, in their attempts to cultivate peace through peaceful measures. But this is a very good example of the types of organizations that I'm talking about, that we ought to have days of observances for these people, to celebrate these people. But no, we got to celebrate our militaries. We got to celebrate those that try to cultivate peace through violent means. So again, I'm getting back to the overall mentality, guys. That's what I'm trying to get across to you. The type of mentality that we still hold on to, that we continuously hold on to, that will never create the very thing that we're hoping to see created in the world, that will end the wars once and for all. So anyway, on that note, yeah, okay, I'm going to end this off here now, before this shuts off on me again. So that's basically it there, guys. I was going to do another topic here tonight, cover another topic. Now, if I get all this uploaded here tonight now and clear off this chip, maybe I might make a stab at it, I don't know, or maybe leave it for another night. I was going to talk about poverty here in Newfoundland, here in Canada, but primarily in Newfoundland. Another big huge topic of mine I can just go on and on about, guys, so I'm saving that for another set of videos sort of thing. But that's it for the moment there, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that, hopefully you got something out of it. Support my videos, guys, as much as you can. If you like this sort of stuff, you know, it's like, do the usual you do for anybody else's video. Like, I'm not asking that you subscribe. If you want to subscribe, it's completely up to you. Like my videos, comment on my videos. Pleasant comment, guys. Like, just like, support me. Nothing negative and snotty and arrogant. No, I don't need that, guys. I got enough stuff going on now, you know. But nice, pleasant, supportive comments that kind of enhance the conversation. By all means, do that. Like my videos and so on that, and help me out with my channel. It would be so appreciated. And on that note, I'll clue up here now, guys. Say God bless. Take care. I hope your fall is progressing well. Hopefully you're having a better existence than I'm having with all the worries that I have hanging over my head and so on that, but whatever. Muddling through as best I can and hoping for the better. So we'll take care, guys. God bless, and out for now. Bye-bye.